Alrighty, well, hi everybody, and once again, it's cast time. So, let me go ahead and intro this music real quick. This is gonna be Forest of Decay, and just like yesterday, this is another one that came from Iron Cthulhu Apocalypse. So, let me go ahead and rewind it back. Okay, I'm kind of sound checking right now. Okay, still sound checking. Looks like we're a little bit on the loud side. I'm gonna have to turn it down via OBS. Yeah, I don't wanna fiddle with YouTube right now. I'll just turn it down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so anyway, today's stream, um, I decided to go ahead and play some Darkest Dungeon again, and overall, session went. I, there was actually a certain word I was looking for. I can't remember what it was. I guess it went normal, or I guess that is to say, it actually went pretty good. Um, just started doing some more runs. Whoa, yeah, that is a little bit loud. But it looks like the way the music's going is it comes in real loud, but then gets real quiet again. So I'll just leave it the way it is. Anyway, I started but just did a few more runs, did some more putzing around and stuff. So, trying to think what else. And apparently, some of my viewers seem to approve of me playing Darkest Dungeon. So chances are I might just go ahead and go back to playing this game more often. Secondly, another thing I noticed. Now, I'm only basing this on the two times that I played it, and on the third time that I double checked this game, like about an hour or so ago. More on that later. It didn't crash. Unlike Idle Champs, it starting up that game was a risky proposition because it's got a habit of crashing my computer, forcing a restart. But no, the three times that I started up Darkest Dungeon worked just fine. So, again, I'm only basing this on the three times that I played this though. So, so yeah, but it starts right up, not a problem. So yeah, I got a game that's more reliable here. And then but like I said, um, a few yeah, a couple of my viewers, they came on and they told me that this game is actually one of their favorites. So chances are, which is a good thing because like I said yesterday, this is my all-time favorite RPG right here. But back about 3 years ago when I first played this, I got burnt out on from playing it so damn much. So, so yeah, so it looks like I'll be playing this more often because sorry to sound like a broken record because one, it doesn't crash my computer unlike Idle Champs, and then and there was something else I was wanting to say about this. I totally forgot. Oh yeah, about about an hour or so ago, just kind of on a whim, I went ahead and downloaded The Color of Madness. It's another it's a it's another expansion pack, another DLC. Fired up the game just to see if it took, and I found something on there I thought was totally awesome. You don't have to have the DLC on. You can disable it. Most every other game I've ever seen out there where you're downloading DLC and expansion packs and whatnot, once you download them, you're stuck with them. You can't turn them off. But unlike with Darkest Dungeon though, you don't have to have them on. So you can. I don't. I I'm pretty sure you have to, in order, like if you wanted to turn them off, you'd have to restart the game in order for the changes to take effect. But I mean, still, it's a great feature to have. So I wish more games would do that. You know, I mean, so I know there's numerous other games I played throughout my life. You know, there were times where I've said, "Boy, I sure wish I could just go back to the old version of this game. This one here sucks." I know. The Final Fantasy 14 kind of comes to mind with some of the classes on there. Hell, World of Warcraft, that kind of, when they were getting rid of button bloat, but they ended up taking away what made those classes awesome to begin with. I'm sure a lot of the old fighting game boomers, the ones that have been playing fighting games since the 90s, simplifying inputs and stuff like that. I'll bet a lot of them are, I bet a lot of them miss the old days too. So yeah, but yeah, going back to what I was saying about Darkest Dungeon, the new expansion, all it has on there is just like, I think an extra territory called the Farmstead. Um, I forgot what else is on there, but there weren't any new characters on it, which is a big bonus with me because and that was something else again. Um, Final Fantasy 14 and World of Warcraft come to mind, but it's like they're trying to improve on perfection with like the new classes. But it was something else. And what I'm talking about here, this was uh this was something that didn't come to mind until I actually started putting this cast together. So so don't be surprised if I'm kind of incoherent about this. But yeah, like I said, I'll like World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14, and I'm sure other MMOs out there where they keep adding extra characters. Again, it's like you pretty much covered all the bases with with the roster that they started out with. But they got to keep adding characters in there to, I guess, to keep the game relevant and keep the players coming back or something. I know. I know. Come on, Joe. What was it? I know the Brewmaster came out in World of Warcraft. I mean, I can't. Hang on, I'm trying to remember what mechanics that class had. But there were, but to be fair, I think the new monk class, or at the time that it was like back in the 2010s, they came out with a class called the monk. But luckily the mechanics on there were were pretty different from the other classes, so they actually did a good job on that. Um, and now that I think about it, Final Fantasy 14, kind of the same thing too. I mean, to be fair, the new classes they had in there are like Red Mage. And I guess there's a brand new Reaper class. I hadn't played it, but yeah, again the Red Mage, like mechanically, it was actually pretty different from all the other classes. But I'm kind of racking my brain for any other games I played that added new characters, but were basically rehashings of the old ones. But you kind of get the idea though. I mean, it's like you know if uh, if an RPG slash MMO had had every aspect of the game covered with just the base roster that they had, it's almost pointless adding extra characters into it. That's the same feeling I was getting with Darkest Dungeon. And I said this yesterday. I probably said it in other streams and videos too. it's one of those games where I guess I like it so much that I actually don't want extra characters in there because I don't know what the hell that they're gonna do that you couldn't have accomplished with all those other characters. You know, I know. There's at least two characters that I can think of. Shield Breaker, um, Spear and Shield, and there's a Flagellant. He like fights with whips, and that's not counting all the other characters that they came out with in the time that I stopped playing Darkest Dungeon. Who knows how many there are now? I mean, for all I know, it's probably a big old fucking Tekken character roster. So again, but like I said, there's a certain concept or word or something. I can't find it, but I know it's not dilution or not diluting the product. Oh God, what was it? But anyway, I don't wanna dwell on this too long. But just short answer, I went ahead and downloaded the Color of Madness. It's new DLC. Um, there's a new territory called the Farmstead. So tomorrow's stream, probably gonna check that out. And like I said, they added some extra stuff as well. I'm gonna take a drink of some Arizona green tea here. I'm getting parched. Okay, I gotta poke a window here. Okay. So, so yeah, I'll definitely be playing that tomorrow. Um, but yeah, it is really boggling my mind. It seems like it'd be a subject that I could almost make the subject of a whole entire video. Just new characters in all video games. So, but anyway, I gotta move along. I also I also played some Gems of War. Um, got the weekly PvP up. Um, got it from I think tier 15 all the way to tier 1. So I'm all squared away in that. I'm all squared away in that department. But anyway, also I I I also played some Pinball FX3 for a while. It's a new matchup week, but the tables that they're giving us are pretty shit. Like they're not really conducive for scoring a whole lot of points in 3 minutes. And again, for those that don't know how the matchup tables work, is you have 3 minutes to get the highest score you possibly can. And in the last 30 seconds, you're it's double scoring. So yeah, 30 seconds, double scoring, and you can also use various power ups um like bumper score extra points, um skill shot score extra points. You get the idea. And then you can also they also have active buffs. One that I use is double scoring. Like as long as you hold the buff button down, you'll get double scoring. So there's some timing involved. There's also a slow motion active buff. Push the buff button, and time slows down by 50%. It makes the ball slower, so you have a easier time tracking it. But I'm I'm good enough to where I don't need the slow motion. I already know where the ball's gonna go before it, or I more often than not I know where the ball's gonna go before it gets there, so I don't need the slow motion. And then they have a rewind option, whereas it does just that. It backs up time. It reverses time. So if you like make a bad shot, push the rewind button and it winds everything back as long as you got the button pressed down. But the problem with that one there is no matter how long you hold down the button, I think it triggers like a 5 second cooldown. So, and plus again, um, something like that, apparently I must have enough faith and trust in my shooting to where I don't need it. And then there's the double score boost. Again, that's the one that I use. So so once again, quick recap. Matchups, 3 minute time limit, double scoring the last 30 seconds, and that does stack with the double score active buff. So that's how I prefer to do it. Just hold down the double scoring button, make that important shot, and then get a huge score. And unlike unlike tournaments, you're you're sorta kind you're oh excuse me. Hold on. Oh. Anyway, you're directly competing against your opponent's scores. There's let's see if I can explain this. But you have three high scores that you can choose from. One's going to be the easy one, one's going to be the medium one, and the other is going to be the hard one. And there's a ranking system. I think that's what I was trying to say. There's a ranking system in here. Um, the higher the score you beat, the faster you climb in the rankings. But if you lose, you actually drop a little bit in the rankings. So you can only it's best to only go after the score that you know you can beat. So again, there's actually a tournament mode in FX3, um, but it doesn't really have this. It just has highest score wins. It's just a simple race to get to the highest score. Whereas again, in matchups, um, you're given three different scores to choose from, and if you don't beat that score, you actually climb down in the rankings a little bit. So once again, you only want to go after the high score that you know you can beat. But the problem with that is some of these players are so damn good at these tables that you may just as well shoot for the moon. You may as well just go for the top score, especially in my case because I'm really super low in the rankings. Going after the lowest score out of the three, it's not worth my while. And plus, it's also pretty damn bad too. Like if the easy score is say 10 million, and if I beat that score by say 100 million, like I just totally crush and dominate that score, I'm gonna feel pretty damn bad for not picking the hard option. So you might have three scores, 10 million, 20 million, and 30 million. Something like that, and you end up getting a score of 100 million, beating all three of them. You're gonna feel pretty stupid for just taking the easy option. So yeah, sorry if this doesn't make any sense or doesn't sound very coherent, but I'm just trying to give an explanation of how this works. Something I'm always seeing something I always seem to be forgetting in all my other cast videos. So, but anyway, this time around, um, with some of the obscenely high scores that a lot of these players are getting, um, I have to do, I have to go for the hard option, or um, I have to use certain upgrades before going up against them, like I think the Star Wars table. Um, in there, I have to get the skill shot, and I have to choose the. Oh, I forgot to mention too. As far as upgrades, the passive upgrades, you can only choose two. So, again, the aforementioned Star Wars example. Um, the two upgrades that I chose are combo combo shots. You get more time to complete them. And then a skill shot, like it doubles your it doubles the score you get from a skill shot. And then, as I said a few minutes ago, I also have the double score active buff. So so skill shot, passive upgrade, double scoring, and then my whole goal in the Star Wars table is to get the skill shot. And but again, in a table like this, I have to make that skill shot. just to stand a chance. And I'm guessing too, a lot of these other players, why they have such an obscenely high score is they're probably using the same exact setup that I am, because that's what they're going after. Because you can get a huge skill shot, or let me back up. You can get a huge amount of points on this one skill shot alone. So all the players, you're basically required to bet the farm on the skill shot in order to stand a chance, like I just said. So that decided example. But if you don't get that skill shot, you may just as well bail out of the table and count and just count it as a loss. So that's kind of what I mean when I said earlier that the tables we're stuck with, or the tables we're stuck with this week, aren't very conducive to a good matchup tournament. Because I think Fallout is another table that's kind of like this. You basically you have to make certain shots in order to start a mode. Then you have to make even more required shots on top of it to complete that mode. And then you get a huge chunk of points. And then again, you'll want the double score active buff, because you want to hit that active buff. You want to hit that buff button at just the right time. Once you've made that last shot, you have to turn the buff on so you get double points from completing that quest. So that's what I mean when I say the tables this week aren't very conducive. They're not very conducive for a matchup, because I like tournaments where there's many different ways to get a good score on. Many different ways to play. But again, with these kind of tables, you're basically forced into one singular method. Deadpool, same thing. You basically have to hit the flashing shots to start a mode. Then you have to get those flashing shots to complete that mode and get a big score. It's pretty much mandatory on a matchup. Like, there's only one way to play these tables. So, again, sorry to sound like a broken record, but these tables are ass for matchups. So, and then on top of that, combine that with my inability to hit what I'm aiming at, that makes it even worse, especially on a day like today, because I couldn't hit for shit. So you got tables where you're railroaded into making specific shots, and then you got somebody like me that has the aim of a stormtrooper that can't make those shots. Yeah. So there's going to be a chance that I might just end up foregoing this week and dropping back down a peg. So, and then another thing I forgot to mention is if you can't maintain a certain ranking in each week, you drop down a tier. I think it goes from the bottom is bronze 3, and then bronze 2, and then bronze 1, and then it's silver 3, silver 2, silver 1, gold 3, gold 2, gold 1. I think it's either diamond or platinum, 3, 2, 1. So that's how the tier system works. So anyway, again, kind of a recap. You have to maintain a certain ranking to keep from being knocked back down. So in the situation I'm in right now, I think I'm still in the red. So I have to keep playing. I've got to keep doing this until I get out of the red and into the blue. But also, I don't want to stress myself the fuck out either. Throughout the week trying to do this. So, like I said, I may just as well go ahead and just say fuck it and take the loss and just go ahead and get knocked back down a tier and just hope that next week's tables are going to be easier. And I'm going to take another drink. Yeah, that's that on that. Trying something real quick. Oh, gotta love that red line. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me, everybody. I've pretty much said all the things that I wanted to say. I hope I didn't forget anything. course, I probably won't find that out until after I've shut down this cast. And I'm I'm sorry if this gets annoying to people, but again, I gotta kind of explain why the screen looks kind of funny. You know, the red line and stuff like that. Basically, my computer is so bad that just merely alt tabbing between windows runs the risk of my computer crashing. So I have to set my background up in such a way that I don't have to alt tab through the windows. I could just click on the window I need to, so it's safer. So anyway, but yeah, that's the main reason. I think back in the day, oh, not that high. So glad I found this feature. Hold down the Alt key, and you can just crop it. For the longest time, I only thought that you could only just merely change the screen size. But anyway, as you're seeing here, I have to crop it like that, and I think I could go a little farther to the left. So that's what I'm doing. And then you hold down the shift key. So anyway, once again, that's gonna do it for me, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and call it good. Again, I think I've said all the things that I wanted to say, so I'll just go ahead and call it good. And today will be my last cast for the week. So, so Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is my work week, and on top of that, for the past few weeks, I haven't been having to be at work until 10 p.m. But which it's gonna make it just made things even more unsustainable than they are now. So they actually offered me some extra hours, which I get technically this is my schedule, 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. But they were cutting hours for a while. But like I said, they're allowing people overtime or extra hours as my manager put it. So this week it's gonna be 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the days I come home from work, I may not be in much of a condition to stream because I'm working 10-hour shifts, or I'm gonna be working 10-hour shifts this week. I'm gonna be much more beat up and tore up than the past few weeks when I didn't have to come in till 10. Which that was one of the, I mean, I kind of need the money. Like I said, I mean, even working even working 8 to 7 like I had been for the past year, it wasn't that sustainable. I had to wait and get lucky and get like windfall checks here and there. So, but like I said, one upside to working 10 to 7 is I don't come home I don't come home hurting so much. You know, my back, my feet, sometimes my hips. But so this week, um, more than other weeks, don't be surprised if I don't come on and stream like at all. I usually try to I usually try to let people know, you know, like message them on like Steam and Twitch that there's not gonna be a stream today because I'm too well fucked up to you know sit up and stay awake and all that. But you guys kind of get the idea. So again, this week, don't be surprised if I don't come on and stream at all. So those are gonna be the days where it'd be better if I slept in. But otherwise, thanks a bunch for tuning in and listening to me. I appreciate that. And um, once again, this is my work week now. So what that means is you won't be hearing from me again until Sunday morning. So, but until then, thanks again for dropping by, everybody, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.